All right, guys, here we go. So the reason why I love the Saturday game is, the dominoes of college football recruiting are amazing. And then you watch these guys in the pros, like you look at Jaden Daniels, and eventually you have a memory bank. You get to see these guys grow. And Jaden Daniels at at Arizona State with Herm, with Antonio Pierce, it was a mess there recruiting-wise and all these sanctions. And I just remember that scene, man. He left. You got former teammates trashing his locker. Then he goes to LSU. He's in a quarterback battle with Nussmeier. He has a decent first year, just like Joe Burrow. And then he has one of the great seasons ever. And now he's beloved in Washington as a Redskin, and he's dealing. So that's college football. These are quarterback dominoes. And honestly, if DJ Lagway was not at Florida, Billy Napier, unfortunately, he might be looking for another job. Again, he's getting paid well, but you never want to see that happen. You just don't, man. It's part of the business. Who's going to make it, who's going to get fired. If Lagway wasn't at Florida, I don't think they beat Kentucky or UCF like they do. I don't think they beat LSU. Lagway's the truth. So this is huge, and the craziest thing really is that you got Julian Lewis, Deuce Knight, and Husan Longstreet. And these are the most interesting quarterbacks right now because you got Hugh Freeze. His job is on the line. He desperately needs a big-time quarterback because he had Peyton Fournette quarterback. And, here's the thing about Peyton is that I think Peyton's best when he's playing pretty aggressively, but they didn't utilize the run game. They could have won a couple more of these games, and Peyton he's not great. He hasn't been incredibly accurate or dynamic, but they got Peyton. They're all right, Peyton, let's let it loose. And they were hitting some big plays, but then Peyton would have a little bit too much freedom, and then they'd get, then Peyton would turn the damn ball over. But now they're with Peyton Fourn, against Vandy, just 5 yards and in, don't turn it over. Everything ends in a kick, blah, blah, blah. Zero explosive plays, most boring, bland level of garbage football. Never going to score any points. So I like being aggressive. I'm a guy, I don't mind the deep turnover as long as you're attacking and being unrelenting. And at least Carson Beck attacks. Point is, Hugh Freeze needs Deuce Knight at quarterback, get some momentum because, believe it, they're recruiting great wide receiver. Cam Coleman is a guy. They hit on Cam Coleman. They got Perry, who's another player, who's another big player, who's a receiver there. I don't know about Rob Lewis. Got decent tight end play. We'll see about Quez Hunter. They can do it. They just need the quarterback to rock. And then I want a pro-style influence. I want them to go to the Detroit Lions, find the intern there and say, listen, you've been around Ben Johnson, help diversify my playbook. Because Hugh Freeze has kind of run the same 15 to 20 plays for so much of time that he needs to diversify the playbook a little bit more, and they need Deuce Knight. But Deuce Knight's visiting Ole Miss. It's scary. Ole Miss is more attractive than Auburn right now in terms of quarterback development with Charlie's son and with Lane. So he's going to be huge. But let's look. This wowed me. Julian Lewis, I knew that he was, I knew that his commitment to USC wasn't solid, and boy, oh boy, everybody, I think, including me, missed on Malachi Nelson. Malachi 6'3", can move, mobile, all that stuff. Surprised he didn't work out right in USC, and he's not starting. But Husan Longstreet, great team guy, went to the Elite 11 on a hobbled leg, tougher than tough. Man, oh man, the kid's got unbelievable arm talent. Unbelievable. He's better than Julian Lewis to me. He's taller, and he's got more arm strength. He can throw it in multiple ways. He can run a little bit. Lewis is more consistent. Lewis has unbelievable feet. Lewis plays like a Drew Brees at the college level or at the high school level. I think Lewis is going to be down. I think both of these quarterbacks are going to be great. Julian Lewis, here's why you can go to Colorado, man. Here's why you should probably go to Colorado. You got Indiana. Indiana's looking to recruit him. You'll get developed by Coach Sig. But Colorado, you're going to have the attention. You're going to have the spotlight. You're going to get Pat Shurmur, who's an NFL guy, who's actually surprised me at the college level, done way better than I would have thought. You go to Colorado, you get a bag of money, and then guess what happens? In a year, Deion probably moves on, you move on, you get your money, you get a great year starting at quarterback, you make more money as a transfer quarterback. Like, I totally get it. You could have went to USC, though, and had Lincoln Riley, had all these weapons like Deuce Knight or Deuce Robinson, Zachariah Branch, great running back there that they got. What an unbelievable name. Forget his name, though. But Husan Longstreet's that dude, man. He throws the ball like you don't even want to get the comparisons out, right? He is as special can be. Got 10-inch hands, 6'1", incredibly explosive. Like, Matt Corral's probably the floor for Husan Longstreet. Like, this offense with Longstreet, and this was a transitional year for USC. That's what people need to realize. Like, who else are you getting at USC that's going to be better than Lincoln Riley? Like, stop. Lincoln's got great offensive football. He was dealing with Miller Moss. He nailed the defensive hire in Danton Lynn. Matt Entz is really good from North Dakota State. You need to let this group roll, just like Blake Baker and LSU. Like, you have the right defensive staff there. Like, if you literally wait, like next year, for example, we're probably going to have Maeva starting at USC. He's going to perform great. And then you're going to have Longstreet. And you're probably going to win the Big Ten one of these years. You're easily going to get into a playoff. You find Lincoln Riley within the next 4 years is probably going to win. If he stays at USC and he has Longstreet and Maeva as his quarterbacks, they're going to win a national championship in the next 4 years. You could bookmark this video right here. So, love it for USC. For Colorado, like, is Deion going to stay? Like, that's what we have to see with Lewis. Julian has incredible game as well. He's more consistent than Longstreet. Like, Longstreet will maybe throw more interceptions. Longstreet, more of a project, I guess, with the footwork, because Julian Lewis is just trained. Julian Lewis is the most, like, ready-to-roll quarterback that you're going to see from his fundamentals. But Longstreet's upside is massive, and love Longstreet's game. Like the kid a lot. Huge fan of Husan Longstreet, man. Huge fan. All right? Kid's got crazy arm strength for days. Like, we're talking about like a Trey Lancian style talent at college. We're talking low Mahomesian at college. If the guy works, man, he's going to be a stud in college, and he's going to be a day one pick in the NFL. And Julian Lewis, probably 3 or 4 year guy, can easily as well be a first-round pick. Nothing's easy, but he can also be a first-round pick at quarterback. He can have his moments of really good ball. You're looking at maybe Spencer Rattler, like South Carolina Rattler. That's who I kind of compare to Julian Lewis. But what's happening with Prime, I bet I would be really surprised if Indiana lands this top-flight recruit. With NIL. I think actually Colorado is making bank in NIL. And they got Jordan Seaton. Like, they've actually won some big battles. And Julian Lewis wants to play. And again, you get better playing. And he wants NIL. So, wild development here on a Sunday. Big dominoes out there in college football at the quarterback position.